Pictures of people in compromising positions. Pictures... So now we know what this place is really about. It's nothing more than a whorehouse. A high-class whorehouse.
Those are called brothels.
Odd. There are some sofas. Maybe to make possible spectators comfortable. It looks like something was going on in this bed. Rather explicit pictures. A red light. Indispensable object to create the right atmosphere.
They're not brothels, bordellos.
I'd rather not touch it. I'm not sitting there.
Oh.
A red light. A red light bulb. It's too hot to screw out with my bare hands. Yes, I should be able to unscrew it with a handkerchief without burning myself.
Should be.
Good. I let it cool down a bit. Now I can get it. With this, the room will become a perfect dark room. They look like VIP rooms. There are about 6 of them in the hallway. That must be Marzetti's office, and I bet that beast by the door isn't part of the decor. Hey, beast, I want to talk to your boss. That grimace, his size. I've already met this guy. It's the same one that tried to take off my jaw at the port. For a second, I am frozen like a statue, waiting for him to clock me with one of those hooks. Then I think about it. The port was as dark for me as it was for him. He must not have recognized me. At least, not yet.
Oscar, let him pass. Come in, sit down.
Are you Edward Marzetti?
That's right, who are you?
I'm Kennel Riley. I'm a private detective.
Kennel Riley. Interesting name. I'd have thought you were Italian from the looks of you.
You have a good eye.
As you can guess, my family's from Italy too. My parents were from a small town near Naples. Tell me, Riley, what brings you here?
I'm just passing by.
Passing by? All private detectives are always just passing by.
Right. We like to explore new places.
Come on, Riley. Let's stop faking. You're here for a reason. Which one of my customers is in trouble this time?
Looks like you're used to this type of visit.
This is a speakeasy, Riley. It's full of damn idiots ready to fall right in for the first crook that comes by. Even though access is reserved, an evening doesn't go by that new faces don't show up in this joint. It's not unusual for one of your colleagues to come by to ask questions about someone who should not have been here.
So, access to your joint is less restricted than it seems?
Looks like it. Only people on a specific list should come up. But I doubt you were on it, and yet you're here.
Aren't you worried by how easy it is to get into your joint?
The only reason for the password at the door is to make it seem exclusive for the regulars. That's it.
Talk to me about the joint.
It's one of the many joints where the New York haves come to have fun. They drink their cocktails, they hang out with a pretty girl, and the next morning they go back and wag their finger at alcoholism and prostitution as the main reasons why the city's going to the dogs.
So, your position lets you stay above all of them?
You could say that. Who do you believe governs the world? Those who have the power or those who know their secrets?
Managing a place like this lets you have more power than the people who come here.
That's right, Riley. You're a quick study.
I do what I can.
Aha! You're a great guy.
Right. And you should see the tattoo of the Balinese dancer that I have on my right thigh. What do you do for a living?
I have a few joints in New York and a couple in Los Angeles.
I know that you started from Little Italy.
I see you have been gathering information about me. I bought my first joint in the center of Little Italy called New Naples in honor of my hometown. There was still prohibition at the time, but with the right connections it was easy to make money. The rest came on its own.
You're self-made, as they say.
I'm a rather determined guy, Riley. If I want something, I get it.
I heard you're a movies fan.
Ah, I bet you've shared a few words with old Howard. That guy's a genius. You'd never think it to see him. He falls head over heels for the first woman he meets, but he has a nose for movies. He hasn't made a film that hasn't sold out.
I'm sure that the directors might have some credit, too.
Nearly all of the scripts that he has funded were, on paper, on the edge of decency, but he knew how to make the most out of them. Helped out by his financial resources, of course, and he isn't short on them.
Why did you invite him?
I have money to spend lately, and I've decided to invest it in the movies. They seem to have a good business potential. I've been courting old Howard for months to finance one of his films, but he's a tough guy. He always wants to do everything by himself. But sooner or later, I'll convince him, I'm sure.
Bye, Marzetti.
It's been a pleasure to talk with you, Riley. Come back to see me. I'll tell the bartender to let you in whenever you want. Just give your last name at the call box. You're not the kind of guy who lets a password get in his way.
Marzetti is a shrewd guy. I'll have to be very careful. I certainly can't simply ask him whether he knew Sean, but I'm sure I can find something interesting in his office. But how can I get in there without him being there? Better not. No, better leave her to her cocktails and her acting dreams. I don't want to sit down now. Hi, Howard.
Oh, hi again, Riley.
Tell me about the offer that Marzetti made you.
I understand you've also had the pleasure of speaking with Marzetti.
Yes, let's say I've had the pleasure.
He didn't send you here to convince me to accept his offer, did he?
No one sent me. I'm just curious.
His offer is very attractive, but I usually work alone. I don't like partners or investors that stick their nose in the production, or worse, in the direction.
So you don't plan on accepting it?
Oh no, Marzetti could offer me all the tea in China, but I'm faithful to my job and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Bye, Howard.
Goodbye.
I'm not a guy who...
Well, I guess it's time to go produce that film.
Where you want go this time?
Essex Street, Lower East Side.
Whatever you want.
What can I do for you, Del Nero?
Goodbye.
Good.
My
Wait.
20 My homemade photography lab. I developed my own photographs. The last red light bulb I had blew up last week, and the No, it doesn't. I don't see it. Yes, this lamp is perfect to get the right atmosphere that I need to develop photographs. Good. It's time to play photographer. The magnifier shoots its light beam, focusing right on the photographic paper. I take the page, and then I put it in the developing liquid, then in the fastener, and finally, I rinse it with water. I let the photograph dry for a while. 15 minutes, and the magic is done. Now I have a nice picture of Howard romancing with Harvey Weber's stepdaughter.
Blackmail time.
The photographs that show Howard with Harvey Weber's daughter. Something tells me that I'll never get paid for these photos.
Where you want go this time?
65th Street, up.
We see.
Yes?
It's Riley.
Of course, Mr. Riley.
What do you say about these?
Well, how did you get these photographs?
Unlike in your movies, in real life, a detective spends most of his time trailing cheats or butlers with a nimble hand. I don't usually run into dead bodies or take exotic trips.
Did you follow me to blackmail me?
I'm not a blackmailer, but it looks like we have a common acquaintance, Ms. Weber.
Susan?
Right, Ms. Susan Weber. Howard looks like a pretty impressionable guy. I'll have to change slightly the reason why Harvey Weber hired me. Her father asked me to find her and tell him who kidnapped her.
Kidnapped her? What are you talking about? I didn't kidnap anyone.
You don't have to tell me that. Tell Mr. Weber. He's a 6-foot-tall, 200-pound butcher. Not exactly the type of guy whom you can calm down by talking about the movies. Especially if you got up close and personal with his daughter.
And you want to give these pictures to that man?
That's what I'm paid for.
I'll pay you twice as much. I'm a rich man and I can pay any amount.
Don't start emptying your pockets. I've already told you I'm not a blackmailer, but you could be helpful.
What do you want for these photographs? You aren't going to give them to some crazy, violent guy, are you?
You might be helpful for something later on. You help me, and Mr. Weber will never find out about this little matter.
Okay, I'll do whatever you want. But please, don't go around flashing those photographs.
I have an offer for you.
It's still blackmail, dude.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any.
Alright, alright.
It doesn't make any. It looks like you're in the good graces of Marzetti, and that could be helpful.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Get Marzetti to leave his office long enough for me to take a look around.
Are you joking? I don't want any problems.
You already have problems. Having an affair with Mr. Weber's daughter wasn't a great idea, but if you do as I say, you won't have any problems.
Me? I don't know how I could help you.
You said that Marzetti was interested in your business.
Yes.
Good. Tell him that you've changed your mind. If he invites you to his office, make up something to get him to go out.
You're crazy. I'll never accept Marzetti's offer.
I don't care if you accept it or not. I just want Marzetti to leave his office. That's enough for me.
You're terrible.
Maybe you're right. Next time I see one of your movies, I'll take notes about how a gentleman detective acts. I sit at the bar and I order what, in this joint, is called a cocktail. I see Howard passing behind me and heading upstairs, but not before tossing a malicious glance my way. Relying on that sort of producer to get Marzetti away from his office isn't a great idea, but it's the only one that comes to mind at the moment. While I wait for Howard to come back, I drink my cocktail. Simply disgusting. There's enough sugar in it to kill a diabetic. A few sips later, I see Howard coming down the stairs. This time, Marzetti and his bodyguard are with him. It looks like that two-bit producer actually did it, and I'm in the clear to go look around that big shot's office.
There's nothing wrong with girly drinks.
The door to Marzetti's office. The door is locked. I'd say it's the only way I can get in. Let's see what Marzetti's hiding. Imported whiskey, Italian and French wines? Our Marzetti takes care of himself. It's tempting, but I'm busy now. Some spears and a shield. I don't need a degree in anthropology to figure out they come from Africa.
Anthropology.
I'll take the spearhead. It's not very sharp, but it looks rather strong. A closet.
It's more like a garage. Oh.
Coats, shirts, ties. I'm not going to find much in here. Some spears. And this totem definitely takes the cake for the most garish thing in this place. I wonder how they could pick out something like this. Sorry, but I must have been absent when they were teaching the rain dance at school. That's an odd thing to keep on a desk. This series of discs doesn't seem like a simple knick-knack.
Gee, it looks like the totems.
A box of Cuban cigars. No, I hate the smell of cigars. A telephone.
Whoa. Did you figure that all by yourself?
There are some glasses on the table. I'll take one. It could be helpful. From the smell of it, I'd say that this glass had brandy in it. And this totem I wonder how... Sorry. A spearhead. Not very sure. I don't see how I could... No.
Alright, well, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back soon.
That's an odd thing to keep on a desk. A safe inside a totem. I love classy things. I need a combination to open the safe. I don't have time to figure it out. I need to find a quicker way to open it. It's closed. The keys of the car, of the office, and of something else that I don't remember anymore. Good idea. I can use the glass to hear when the cylinders of the lock click.
God damn it.
It's close. I opened it.
Oh, hey.
These wads of cash are making me think that I'm in the wrong line of work. I'll take a wad. I'm sure it's dirty money, but it's better off in my pocket than in Marzetti's. There's a notebook in the safe. Yes, I'll take it. This notebook must have important information in it if Marzetti thought it needed to be in the safe. I'd better think about it.
About what?
Yeah. Slavonsky's father used to work with encryption. Maybe he can help me figure out what's in the notebook.
Aw, no more money.
I don't understand these idiot producers. First he wants to talk business downstairs, and then he changes his mind. He just wasted my time. Oscar, do you have the office keys? Damn it, I must have left them on Howard's table. I'm going to get them. You, stay here.
Dannazione! Howard didn't keep Marzetti away for even 10 minutes. I have to find a place to hide right now. A closet. Yes, a closet is a good place to hide.
I left the office open, but I was sure that I locked it. Oscar, make sure no one disturbs me. I have to make an important call. Hello? It's Marzetti. How's the search going? You had more than 2 hours and you still didn't get anything? And who is this guy? Jack Del Nero. A private detective. Let me guess. Is he Italian? How do I know? Simple. That guy was here until 5 minutes ago. He obviously gave me a fake name. Maybe he's still in the joint. I'd better go with Oscar and ask this guy a few questions. No way! We gave you more than enough time to take care of this and you failed. And now we'll take care of it. Oscar! Let's go. We have to talk to our new friend.
Something tells me that my next conversation with Marzetti won't be as cordial as the previous one. I'd better get out of here. Oscar's behind the door. If I went out now, I wouldn't end up well. I don't have to call anyone now. And if I had to, it wouldn't be smart to use this telephone. It's tempting. Some spears and a shield. I don't see... These windows open onto a sort of terracing. Going out of the door is out of the question. I guess the windows are the only way out. Beyond this signboard, there are some fire stairs. If I could only find a way to reach them, I could get out of here. The mounting of the sign to the wall doesn't seem to be in too good condition. It's one of the hooks that holds up the neon sign. I can't think of anything. At this point, the joint seems damaged.
up somehow?
I could try to lift it with the spearhead. Let's see.
What are we doing?
I doubt Marzetti will like this. Beyond this signboard. Beyond this. I was never a big athlete, but I don't have a choice. Just like a cat, my muscles contract, and my arms work as counterweights as I get ready to jump. A not so young anymore cat with an alcohol problem and lungs full of tar. Now is not a good time to indulge in self-criticism. Little peninsula. There's no question that the map, but how could an antique... Maybe I'm on the wrong track. I better stay on the side.
Let me guess.
Essex.
Okay.
Your old man deciphered codes, right?
Da.
Can you decipher this notebook?
Del Nero, deciphering skill isn't something you inherit. I never had my old man's passion for codes, and I never mixed up with his job.
So you don't have any idea about how I could read what's written in this notebook?
I can tell you that most of the codes used to hide information are based on substitution cipher, also known as Caesar cipher. In fact, the emperor of ancient Rome used to code his messages using a cipher based on the shifting of each letter by one or more positions. And if you assume that you shift each letter by one, then A would become B, the B would become C, and so on. If you find out what exact number is shift, you get information that you look for.
It's easier than I thought.
Before you say it, I suggest you try it.
Slavonsky, this is the first time since I've met you that I have a reason to think you're more than just a stingy landlord.
Del Nero, maybe our relationship would change today, but don't think I won't toss you out on your ear if you don't pay rent.
And don't you think that I'm going to start taking your threats seriously?
Oh, they love each other now.